Good morning, everyone. I'm Leah Dixon from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia, and I am live today for my regular Wednesday morning Facebook and YouTube Live. Today, we're just creating a super quick card, and I'm going to be using the color combination from the Global Designs Project Challenge this week. So we're going to be using Timid Tiger, Petal Pink, and Lost Lagoon to create our card. I'm going to pop over to just my desktop so we can get started. And yeah, it's a fast one today. We're getting ready for year end and lots to do. So just a quick one. So this is our finished project, and it's such a sweet, easy card to put together, which is exactly what I need. I'm trying to get some thank you cards put together for the end of the year. There's always lots of people to thank for their help with everything at school, and just to say goodbye to the kids and stuff. So this is a great card that I can create in lots of different colors, lots of different color combos, and just kind of set it and go. So I'm going to move some stuff out of my way, but first of all, I'll show you what we're using. This is the Encircled With Love stamp set. So some really fun things to use here. So the way to go is going to be perfect for my students' year-end cards, just a big celebration of them. And then the thank you for any of my staff members, parent volunteers, and stuff like that. So I'm going to be able to create the same card doing like just multiple different color combos and stuff like that and switching up. Now it's specifically these two that I'm going to be using because when we stamp these, you're going to see all the black part is where our color goes, and then the actual words stay white. So I get that embossing effect without actually having to emboss. So a big time saver when I'm making a bunch of cards. The other images in here are lovely, but they're kind of more that standard stamp. So if you did want the words in white, you would have to do the embossing, which is just a little bit of extra time that I don't have right now. So I'm loving these two. Awesome. So that's what we're stamping with. I'm going to be cutting out the images using the third largest circle from my Stylish Shape circles. There is a punch now that coordinates with this. I just don't have it yet. It's 1 7/8 of an inch, but I don't have that. And then I'm going to be cutting out a layer to go around it with our 2 3/8 inch circle punch. So that's kind of the tools. And then I'm going to be stamping in Timid Tiger, or if you're using different color paper, then stamping in whatever color matches your designer series paper. And then I have a fantastic Petal Pink Scalloped Ribbon that I'm going to be using. This is on our last chance list, so it's a great price, and it is while supplies last. So there's that. So let's get started with our actual crafting. Each card uses up just about 1 6x6 sheet of designer series paper. I'll actually show you here. So lots of different colors. I have the whole 20, 25, 20, 27 color pack here that I'm going to be able to use. And so the sheet that I cut was this one that has kind of the mottled look on one side and then the flowers on the other side. And I simply cut it at 3 inches. And then I trimmed one of them to 4 and one of them to 4 1/4. And so you can see it's just, I've got the 2 sides of the paper. So this is a great one as well. If you're one of those people who has way too much designer series paper, great way to use it. Okay, so with these bits done, the first thing I'm going to do is take the mottled piece and I'm going to glue it across my card front. So I just have a bit thick basic white card here and I'm just gluing it right across. Hi, Rita. Oh, awesome. Yeah, watch the replay if you have to leave. This is a pretty fast card though, Rita. I think you're going to like it. And you can do this, same card, same idea, with all of your celebratory sip stuff as well. You would just have to emboss your cheers sentiment. Okay, so I'm taking this designer series paper and gluing it across. So you want something not too busy. We're only really going to see the edges of it. Oh, no, that was not very straight. Luckily, I always use liquid glue. So there we go. Reposition that. Hopefully upstairs is not too noisy. I asked my son to empty the dishwasher this morning, and of course he chose right now as the time to do that. All right, now I have a piece of Lost Lagoon because, of course, I'm working with a color palette today from the Global Designs Project. So it's Timid Tiger, Lost Lagoon, and Pretty in Pink. Now, before I glue anything to this is a little paper saver, you guys. So I'm going to take my 2 3/8 of an inch circle punch, and I'm going to punch my circle out of the inside of this piece. Because nobody's going to see this. It's going to get glued down and covered up by other things. So now that I've done that, I will take this, and now I just want to be careful that I keep my glue thin and to the outside edges, because now I have a giant hole in the middle. If I put glue in the middle, I'll get sticky fingers. So I'm going to, glue that right in the middle. There. And then before I attach this to my card front, I'm going to tie my ribbon around it. Oh, hi, Evelyn. So busy with your students. Oh, I know the feeling. It is that time of the year where things get hectic. We have year-end celebrations, year-end picnics, and most recently, yesterday, we just harvested our potatoes and had a giant potato feast. So it's been chaos, which is why today I just need a quick card and some rest time. All right, so I am going to grab a piece of the scallop ribbon. So I just wrapped it around and left enough that I'll be able to tie a bow. First things first, though, I'm going to tie a knot. I always do a knot first. Once I have my knot tied, then I can really just spend some time focusing on my bow, and I don't have to worry about runaway ends and things falling apart. Oh, thank you, Rita. Thank you, Evelyn. Great. Oh, I love that you guys chat with each other. It's so great. All right, now we're going to take 2 little bunny ears here. And I might have cut mine just a little too short. I'll make it work, but you might want to give yourself a little bit more ribbon than I gave myself. The thicker the ribbon is, the more length I find you need to be able to easily tie a bow. But we got this. All right. So I've got my sweet little bow there. And then, wow, I barely have to trim my ends. barely. Just get rid of the little frays from pulling on them. There we go. What a sweet little bow. All right, so with that done, I'm going to use dimensionals to add this to my card front. Oh, I know. Luckily, we don't have tests. I teach primary, grade 2, 3, and so we don't have a lot of year-end testing or anything like that. Just a lot of year-end events going on. We still haven't had our sports day, and we just are learning our cheers and stuff for that, and lots of cleanup to do around the building. We kind of had a lot of projects going on right to the last minute. So next Wednesday is the last full day for students, and then Thursday I'll see them for 1 hour just to hand out report cards. So it's almost over. Hi, Cindy. Your bundle will be here on Friday. Fantastic. So this is just working with the Encircled with Love today. So I've put down these beautiful DSP layers, and now we're going to do some stamping finally. So I've got a piece of basic white here. It's a little bit bigger than I actually need, just to give myself some wiggle room. Now I already created a thank you, and I still have my thank you on the block, but I think maybe I'm going to grab my way to go, and we'll do this one as a way to go. So they both work beautifully. All right. So I'm going to put my way to go on a block, and I'm going to show you what I did to get this stamped image ready, because this has a lot of surface. A lot of it's going to be inked. And so I find sometimes there's like a little bit of a film on these when there's so much coverage. So I always start by cleaning it. And then I actually use Versamark on ones like this the first time I use them, just because then I find Versamark does a really good job of covering the whole image and then really helps our ink grab on. And then I always do a few tests on a piece of paper and like a scrap paper first, just to make sure. So I've already done all of this work on my thank you one. So wow, that actually stamped really nicely right off the get-go. So we are ready to stamp that onto our actual cardstock. Okay. It really does matter though, the whole like prepping your image, because otherwise you could end up with blotches or areas that don't get fully inked and it just doesn't look as nice. All right, so there we go. We have our way to go in Timid Tiger. I'll just show you my original card. I did it with the thank you with the leaves. So both of these have a lot of surface area. I love it. So I did this on a larger piece just so that I wouldn't end up a little lopsided and not being able to cut everything, because with this one, I could have stamped it directly under a pre-cut circle. That's probably what I'll do when I make like my multiples, but there's more margin of error there. So now I'm going to come in and die cut this, especially this one. The way to go is a little bit bigger, so you have to be just that much more careful to get it centered on your circle. So it's a little bit easier if you stamp it first and then you can line up your die cut. But of course, it's personal preference which way around you do it. There we go. And we've got that. Now I'll bring my card back in. I've got my way to go, which I'm going to glue onto my Lost Lagoon. And then we're going to use dimensionals to attach this to our card front. And so when I use dimensionals on here, I'm just going to use two, one at the top, one at the bottom, just so we avoid putting them over a ribbon at all. And then I'm going to come in here, pop that down. There we go. And then I'm going to decorate with some Strawberry Slush Pretty and pink gems, except I'm using the ones that are kind of gold. Oh, Evelyn. Yeah, Kim might not be in the chat. She had some stuff going on at home, and so it might be a little while before we see her. Yeah, but she'll be back. All right, so we'll pop on some gems. Now on my thank you one, there was a lot more space without white. So I actually did put a gem right on the circle and then two more down here, because this one's quite busy on our circle itself. I think I'm just going to put my last one down here, almost like the, no, actually I don't like that as the center of the flower. We're still going to put it beside the flower. And I'm just going to use 3 on this one. And that is how we finish up our card. So it's a really sweet way to get some color splashes in there, use up some DSP, and make some really fun, quick cards. And that is the Encircled with Love stamp set that I used for both of these. Oops, I should do this the other way around, otherwise you guys get my lamp glare. There we go. So yeah, some really fast cards, which is great for this time of year for all of us teachers. Thank you so much, Cindy and Evelyn. And thank you everybody for joining and watching. Next week, I will be back, and actually, before next week, I'm hoping I will be back with my paper pumpkin whenever it arrives. I'd hoped it would have arrived today, but no luck. So later this week, I'll be live with my paper pumpkin, and then next week we'll be live, and I usually try and do 3 cards, 1 layout, because I believe next Wednesday is the last Wednesday of the month. So that is what we will be doing. Have a great day, everyone. For all you teachers out there, good luck. We can do this. So 1 more week. And yeah, we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.